If we imagine for a moment that space is no longer constrained, there's one celestial object that truly captures the imagination, one that could be the most stunning object in our night sky. That object is the huge Betelgeuse, a red supergiant star. Should you move Betelgeuse to the spot where our sun now sits, its enormous size would cover the entire route out to where Jupiter revolves. This star is extremely large and incredibly unstable, teetering on the edge of a collapse. Despite the fascination, the story is not as straightforward as it may appear in the universe. These massive explosions, particularly from supernova, can cause enormous changes to what we can observe, as well as two parts of reality we can't even detect, even though Betelgeuse isn't clearly visible to the naked eye in some places. Astronomers regard it as a textbook illustration of a red supergiant star, a class of stars far more enormous than our sun. Scientists like Brian Cox and many others believe it could go supernova very soon. This has sparked growing curiosity, especially since the James Webb Space Telescope has been collecting stunning photographs of the star. So the major questions are, when will Betelgeuse explode? Could it affect our planet? Let's take a closer look at this brilliant star, located in the famous constellation Orion, a constellation that shines so brightly and strikingly that it caught the attention of civilizations thousands of years ago. Betelgeuse's light once shone from Orion's eastern shoulder, coming in at number 2 in terms of size among the group of stars that give Orion its shape. Betelgeuse is linked to its place as the hunter's shoulder. Betelgeuse is not only one of the brightest stars visible from Earth, but it also emits a peculiar reddish glow which, as we'll see, could indicate that something grave is going on. Humans have been keeping an eye on Betelgeuse for a long time. The ancient Greek astronomer Tao noticed the star's reddish-orange color centuries ago. Back then, most stargazers paid attention to the colors of stars, and Betelgeuse's odd hues stood out as something potentially important in modern times. Scientists have been able to study the star with incredible accuracy. They figured out why it shines so brightly. One of the main reasons is that its brightness changes dramatically, occasionally increasing or decreasing by about 0.6 magnitudes. That's because Betelgeuse is what astronomers call a variable star. Its light is inconsistent. In 2019, researchers picked up on some incredibly odd behavior that had never been seen before. Betelgeuse didn't go completely dark, but its brightness decreased significantly to approximately magnitude 1.6. This sudden dip led scientists to investigate what could be going on with this usually radiant star. They were determined to uncover the reason Betelgeuse was acting so unpredictably. The results suggested that the star might go supernova at any moment. Brian Cox, a well-known physicist and science communicator, gave this warning some weight. He teaches particle physics at the University of Manchester and is a major proponent of science education, often appearing on television and writing books. According to him, Betelgeuse appears to be a cosmic time bomb that could erupt without any notice. Adding more credibility to these concerns is the robust data coming from the James Webb Space Telescope. This telescope has provided convincing new evidence that Betelgeuse's strange behavior deserves attention. But what exactly makes Betelgeuse behave so oddly? Thanks to modern technology, the star is now regarded as an ideal candidate for a supernova. However, experts still don't know precisely when this explosion will occur. The fact that Betelgeuse is almost twice the size of the Sun makes it a strong contender in general. Stars that are several times larger than the Sun are thought to be more likely to culminate in massive supernova. The situation becomes even more intriguing when you look at the various tools astronomers have used to study Betelgeuse. These include not just the James Webb Space Telescope, but also the Laser Interferometer Gravitational Wave Observatory LIGO, which helps detect deep space phenomena. Despite all this information, the star still presents many questions. Betelgeuse, which formed billions of years ago on August 31st, according to some studies, has been putting out strange signals for a long time. One of the more fascinating findings is that the star has been releasing strange light patterns, making the mystery even deeper. And that's not the only odd thing that has occurred. Since Betelgeuse is a fluctuating star, its brightness changes over time. Scientists have compared its dimming to the sun's sunspots. though the patterns are different. What's especially strange is that Betelgeuse now shifts between bright and dim much faster than it used to. This unusual behavior is another sign that something major could be imminent. In February 2021, the star's brightness decreased once more to approximately 1.6 magnitude. This came shortly after the dramatic dimming event that started back in 2019, which had already led experts to suspect that Betelgeuse might be heading into its final phase. Then, the star suddenly became 150% brighter than its typical shine. This unexpected brightening left researchers even more puzzled. Andrea Dupree, a physicist from the Smithsonian Astrophysical Observatory at Harvard, pointed out that this sudden glow made Betelgeuse the seventh brightest star in the night sky. A mysterious red light began glowing from the southern sky, adding yet another piece to the puzzle. Numerous theories were sparked by this sudden shift, all trying to explain what could have caused the massive dimming. It's important to note that not all stars shine red, the way Betelgeuse does. That shade of red identifies it as a red supergiant phase that represents the final chapter in the life of a star before it either collapses or explodes. This reddish glow comes from its cooler outer temperature, about 3,500 Kelvin, compared to the Sun's higher surface temperature of approximately 5,500 Kelvin. Because of this, Betelgeuse releases less energy per square unit of surface area. Yet despite its cooler temperature, its enormous size and unstable state suggests it's on the brink of a dramatic ending. We must also take into account the enormous dimming, which alarmed everyone. Brian Cox and others have inquired whether this truly means Betelgeuse is about to slam the door on its life. The fact that it is already in its red supergiant stage suggests that its time is indeed running out. Stars in this phase frequently dim before going supernova. Furthermore, this dimming can be monitored and studied. The star's recent odd behavior has made scientists keep an even closer watch on it. Right now, many observatories are pointed directly at Betelgeuse, obtaining as much information as possible. What they're finding is both exciting and mysterious, especially considering that no one completely understands how this star functions. Work is being done daily, using cutting-edge tools to learn more about Betelgeuse in detail. The James Webb Space Telescope is incredibly helpful, giving astronomers important new insights. Its images of the significant dimming event demonstrated that Betelgeuse exploded in a huge way, releasing about 400 billion times more material. Compared to a typical solar flare from our sun, this telescope is also capable of recognizing energy and light that human eyes can't detect, making it one of our most potent instruments. Scientists even noticed the formation of dust clouds on the star's surface, appearing to leave strange floating formations in space. It's a fascinating discovery. Despite everything, it's clear that Betelgeuse is coming to an end. No one knows exactly when it began or when the big explosion will happen. It's believed to be much more massive than the Sun, and many expect it to keep shining for at least an additional 10 years. But because of its erratic nature and behavior lately, that estimate might not hold right now, according to researchers. Don't expect an immediate explosion, but when it does happen, it will be the first supernova we've seen with modern apparatus. Since Johannes Kepler discovered one in 1604, although experts don't think the event is right around the corner, they're still actively trying to make sense of it. When Betelgeuse takes strange actions or eventually explodes, it will be a rare and mind-blowing spectacle. The supernova will send out an immense amount of light and energy, briefly becoming brighter than the entire Milky Way galaxy and easily visible from Earth, possibly even as bright as a full moon. Fortunately, this incredible explosion won't harm anyone because Betelgeuse is more than 600 light-years away. But it will give scientists a golden opportunity to investigate the final stages in the life of a massive star. Betelgeuse's death is more than just a topic for astronomers. It's a striking example of how amazing and unpredictable stars like this one can be in the universe. Stars like Betelgeuse play an essential role in shaping galaxies. When they explode, they scatter the building blocks needed to form new stars, planets, and maybe even life elsewhere. So, when a star dies, it doesn't mark an end, but rather a fresh start. as its elements help form the next generation of the cosmos. In the meantime, researchers will keep monitoring Betelgeuse, assembling the pieces gradually. With each new clue, the mystery grows. So does our understanding of space and our place in it. Maybe someday soon, we'll witness one of the most amazing events the universe can offer: the transformation of Betelgeuse from a huge red supergiant into a massive supernova explosion. Until that day comes, we'll look up at the sky and see Betelgeuse still shining, highlighting how important and unpredictable life in the cosmos truly is, while Betelgeuse continues to flicker like a glowing star in our night sky. It serves as a cosmic warning, a red beacon, a sign that even the most enormous and powerful things in the universe are temporary. The sheer possibility that we could witness an event of this magnitude within our own lifetimes has captivated not only scientists, but also skywatchers and everyday people around the globe. It's not just a matter of seeing a celestial light show. It's about being front row observers to one of the most profound natural processes that currently exist. A huge star's demise is more than just the end of that star. It's the rebirth of matter, the recycling of energy, and the beginning of something new elsewhere in the universe. Every atom heavier than hydrogen and helium in your body was once formed in a star like Betelgeuse. So, when it eventually detonates, it's not merely an astronomical event. It's part of the same cycle that once helped bring life to Earth. That's what makes this more than just a star's story. It's also our story. While astronomers prepare for the moment, telescopes around the world and even in orbit are constantly keeping an eye on the stars for subtle shifts in light, temperature, and composition. They're collecting as much information as they can, so that when the explosion finally occurs, the human race will not only be surprised observers, but informed witnesses, ready to learn from one of the universe's most dramatic events. Thanks to instruments like the James Webb Space Telescope, our preparations have improved like never before. It can detect changes in light that cannot be seen by the human eye and peer into distant galaxies, revealing the long-held secrets of stars long since dead. With this kind of power, when Betelgeuse starts to fall apart, we will likely know almost instantly, and we'll be able to study it with precision that was inconceivable in any prior era. But Betelgeuse doesn't just intrigue scientists. It has captured the public's imagination, cited in works of pop culture and mythology for millennia. Its radiance in the shoulder of Orion has inspired myths, perplexed astronomers, and guided sailors for centuries. And now, in a new twist of destiny, it may become the first supernova, seen with such technological advancement that we are able to capture the explosion from every possible angle. We could witness the gamma ray burst, flash of X-rays, light curve, and shockwave all recorded and studied in real time. This would transform our comprehension, how stars die and live, and how those deaths seed the universe with, of course, new life. Still, questions remain. Could there be unexpected dangers posed by such an explosion? Despite the assurances of scientists that there is little risk, Betelgeuse keeps some theorists at a distance. Some speculate about gravitational waves, or how an abrupt eruption of cosmic radiation could impact satellites and space travel. These ideas fuel countless discussions, debates, and even movies online. But in reality, there is little risk, and the knowledge we acquire may significantly outweigh any minimal concerns. In fact, Betelgeuse could end up being the most instructive supernova ever, an open book on stellar death just waiting to be read. What transpires following the explosion? That section remains a mystery. Betelgeuse could degenerate into a dense neutron star, a city-sized ball of matter, so compact that a teaspoon of it would have a mass of billions of tons. Or, if it's sufficiently massive, it might even collapse into a black hole, or region of space-time so dense that not even light can escape. If it turns into a black hole, it would be one of the few nearby ones available for us to study in detail. This would open doors to understanding some of the strangest and most extreme forces in the universe. But at this point, we won't know until it happens. The star keeps pulsing, dimming, glowing once more, a cosmic heartbeat in the sky. It reminds us how fragile and magnificent our universe truly is.